Good afternoon. My name is Tahir. Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk. Today we're going to talk about exit strategy for realtors. We in Canada, particularly in Ontario, because Gerald is from Edmonton, we have majority of them on a self-employed independent contractor, and if we don't work, we don't get paid, and we have to think about our exit strategy at the time we reach a point that where we need to retire. What are our plans? What are our strategies? What is our legacy? What we want to do? How we're going to manage our expenses as we retire or quit the job, or are we going to continue to work to the last minute? And this is why we want to have a conversation. So we're going to start with Ken Fitch. Ken, what is your strategy, exit strategy as a real estate professional?
So basically, I'm investing in the exempt market. That's my main plan, as well as buying income property. I've got rental buildings. So just real estate investments like Reits, and also which are RSP eligible, and rental properties.
Yeah, in Canada, we have a RIF, we have RSP, we have TFSA, and other avenues which may not be available other part of other states or the United States. So there is a good strategy to invest in this. So are you planning to generate enough revenue? Are you going to continue to work to the last minute, or are you going to plan to quit in some time? What is your retirement plan?
Well, I don't plan to retire at 65, because what am I going to do? I may as well I may as well just continue working. With it's always a good time. It keeps life interesting being a realtor. So it's I plan on working and until I feel like it, basically until my wife lets me.
Wonderful. This is a continued conversation. Anybody can jump in and talk. So I'm going to say, Gerald, your turn. Tell us, how's everything with you? What is your exit strategy? What have you accomplished, and what you're planning to do? I think you and me are in a senior age, and we have to share our strategy and experience with our fellow professionals. Gerald.
Thank you, Tahir. Appreciate that. My strategy was, the key word was, very much like Ken's, actually. We had invested in multifamily. We had a partner, and the plan was we got the building paid off to a point to buy another building, and then potentially another building, and the cash flow income. What happened was my partner, God bless her, best partner I ever had, we got along very well, but she was very much a procrastinator, and she wouldn't collect money until the 15th or the 20th or the 25th of the month, which you can't do. So when it was time to buy another building, I suggested, let me handle the ownership, the management, and I'll need to be compensated. She gracefully said no. So we sold the building. So that went out the door, and we took our investments and we actually invested in the stock market. And so I've got a variety of stocks. That said, I rather would have done like Ken mentioned. I rather would have been back investing in real estate, but at my age, it's hard to make a decision like that. So one of the good things that's helped me very much is I'm also an instructor. As you know, I'm an instructor for REIC. I've done some courses for the Alberta Real Estate Association, Realtors Association of Edmonton, and the Real Estate Council of Alberta. So I fully intend to continue instructing. It's great fun. I really enjoy it. Great part-time work. And so like Ken, I'll never retire. I'd like to continue selling a little here and there. So if I can work 3 to 4 days a week and do a little fishing and golfing, that's my strategy. I don't plan on retiring until they either I got a foot in the grave or they kick me out.
So. That's like Gerald. I can see that. Okay,
Yes.
Barbara, can you share us? We're going to have an opinion from each one of us, then we'll have
Yes.
a conversation.
Yes,
Barbara.
I can speak. I plan on continuing to work, but not as many hours as I did before. And I will always be there for my clients, but I'm kind of winding down somewhat. Circumstances at home prevails, number one, and that's helping me to make a decision. But I am still working, and mainly out of the home remotely because of the situation at the moment. And still taking my courses, my mandatory courses, still working with clients, mainly clients that have been referred to me by previous clients. And I plan on staying in the business for a little time yet, but probably in a year or so, I'd like to um, scale back totally. And yeah, but I'm here available um, at all times for clients and for anyone needing my help. I'd really like to stay with anything to do with the real estate business, even if I'm not going to be selling, running around trying to get listings and all that anymore. I would like to do something that is somewhat related to real estate on an ongoing basis. So if you know of something that you think might interest me, you can run it by me.
What?
That's it.
Oh, wonderful. Viewers, all four of us are fellow of the Realty Institute of Canada.
Mhm.
And Realty Institute of Canada really prepare you, mentor you, produce educators and leaders in real estate. We follow the national standard across Canada, good ethics, good practices. And we learn from each other by networking and meeting, attending seminars, our AGMs, and national conferences, where we recognize the leaders, and we are all leaders here right on the screen. It took me a little while before think about moving to real estate. In 2005, I registered as a realtor. I was part-timer, and I was switching from what I was doing before, construction projects, to real estate. I really loved it because I have a construction background with contract negotiation administration in the past, which I work for very large value projects that prompted me to come into real estate. And slowly, even though my second half was not in favor of that because I was a salesperson, but I said, well, I'm going to be doing a lot more than just being a salesperson. So it really paid off. The good thing about real estate is that you have unlimited potential if you're passionate about making money or working hard to achieve success, not only for yourself, for your client, because success of your client becomes your success and you satisfy customer. So I have different challenges because my kids were in the university. So I could not invest money like Gerald and Ken is doing. I have to invest the money in their education. So as I mentioned, one of my son is a chartered accountant and partner with one of the big firm here in Canada, and one is a doctor. And it was expensive. And now my other son is going to June in United States for medical program. He'll be gone 7 years. So where the hell I'm going to have money to invest in properties or anything, because I will carry loan. So I decided that I'm going to downsize, and then I give him the cash, whatever, 500,000, so he can go there. Then I can do something. So my retirement strategy is like Gerald. I'll be working to the last minute because I love real estate. Also, I have created Academy of Learning, Institute of Online Learning, where I will be putting all my courses through online learning. Instead of charging them $500, $600 or $400, I charge them $50 and train them in different fields in there, so it generates revenue. I hope that I get the opportunity to teach through other boards, And most importantly, for any realtor, when you are a realtor, you think about becoming a broker, some salesperson to broker, then broker to opening up your own brokerage. It depends how you plan it. And we are approximately 135 to 140,000 realtors in Canada. So my legacy is that I have my daughter, she's going to second year university, she's licensed, she completed all the courses with flying color. So my legacy is to continue City Pro Realty and pass it on to my daughter, and then do some franchises across Ontario, if not in Canada. So I definitely will be working, but I'm helping majority of the realtors to set up their brokerage, or they want to, expand and fulfill their dreams. So as you know, our industry is a lot of challenges. I don't have RSP. I don't have any TFSA, no saving, because I invested mostly in children higher education, and that is rewarding in the sense they're successful. So I need to hear from you guys good strategy. Like Ken, I am also a dealing rep, and I'm hoping Ken is my partner, that we will do a little bit more in exempt market deal, raising private capital and generate more revenue and reinvest them in a REIT. Ken?
And I'd like to say,
Sure, go ahead.
I'd just like to say a quick hello to Gerald and to Ken. Haven't seen you face to face for a while, especially you, Ken. And I just want to say hello, although you're not seeing my face. But maybe I'll put myself on, I don't know. But how are the kids, Ken? Kids are fine? Family's okay?
Yeah, no, family's good. It's a busy time. They're in school. So yeah, no, it's all good.
That would be working, yellows to work still. And Gerald, you're fine too, eh? From out your neck of the woods there, Gerald?
I'm happier than a pig in the mud. What can I say?
You are. That is just great.
And I
Okay.
liked what Tahir said also about investing in REITs. REITs is a great way to invest, especially when we get to, towards retirement age. It takes out some of the variability of the stock market. It's a little less variable, a little more consistent income. So that's also a good idea as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a little of that too myself.
So what we have to wear a thinking cap now, based on we have about 95,000 realtors in Ontario and about 135 and 40,000. What do you think they will be facing, or at this moment, pandemic? We all, particularly me, we all have challenges in this pandemic, and we're hoping that business will grow. It is not because you have a shortage of supply across Canada. It is not that we don't have a client. Affordability is a big issue. And now, the first-time home buyer, I remember we have a client that they wanted to buy, well-established, approved. They want to buy up to 730. They end up buying for 960,000. And you can see that almost over 300,000 more than what they're supposed to be investing in the first-time home buy. So, and then we have like 20 offers and only one successful. So what happens to the 19 of them? Because 19s are represented by realtors who have to sell them something in order to make money. So what are these challenges that's going to affect us not only now, but moving forward? So be open and share your thought how we can help our fellows to come up with this strategy to make sure they can project that how much they're going to generate the revenue in next working time and before they retire, and how they want to retire. Gerald.
Well, I'm glad you chose me to hear, because I have something I want to say about that. A couple things I want to say about that. Real estate always is too expensive. No matter when you buy it, it's, oh my gosh, I should have bought it 20 years ago. And don't fall into that trap. They're not making any more land. In the long term, real estate always goes up because of, it's a stable investment. It's a solid investment. You got land's not going anywhere. So don't ever fall victim to that. Look how expensive it is, because all my life, all our lives, we've said that, we've heard that. It just keeps getting more and more expensive. So don't not buy because of that. Get into real estate however you can. One thing I will add, real estate's a get rich slow scheme, but it always works. But just the first couple of years are the hardest. That's when your cash flow is zero or negative at times. You want to be very, very careful your first couple of years investing in real estate, that you can handle the down times, the negative cash flows. Don't over leverage yourself that you might get in trouble and then you have to start all over again. Another thing I wanted to add, coming from Alberta, I want to caution you in Ontario, Vancouver, Toronto, Vancouver. We've seen the times like you're seeing where rates just keep going, or prices just keep going up and up and up at these incredible rates of return. And the good times are never going to end. Milk and honey forever. Get in now. I caution on that. Whenever something's going up that fast, much faster than inflation, they often end badly. And you never pick up the newspaper and you hear in the newspaper, the market's going to end badly in 4 months, start liquidating now. What you read in the newspaper is the market started ending badly 3 days ago. You're too late. So because I want to cautious people in a hot market. I don't know the dynamics of the Toronto marketplace, and I could be dead wrong on this, but just be cautious when you're investing into a hot marketplace. Be very careful. So,
Jared, I'm going to ask you, when did you start in real estate? And when you were thinking about jumping into the real estate, what was your plan and how those plans evolved, and looking forward to continuing education?
We just started out. My wife's family had invested in real estate. My family, we were just, my parents were just, your typical blue collar working people and never invested. And you just live your life and that's it, right? My wife's family invested, so that's where I learned it from, is her family. And so we got started with a single family and then a couple, and then we moved up into multifamily, and everything was going well until the time I mentioned with my partner, we need to make a change. And she said, I'll pass. I'll just take my money and do elsewhere. So that's, did I answer everything you had asked?
I got a new one coming up on 111.
Is generally something is behind you, or?
Yeah, there's I'm in the office, so there's people walking in and out.
So can you close, okay, because I can hear that.
I can't change that. Can you hear it now still?
Yeah, because there's a background and sound is coming, so I don't know, your door is open.
I'll go close the door. It's going to open and close as we go, but I'll keep it closed much. So I'll go close the door right now and I'll be back.
Okay, okay, Gerald.
Yeah, so tahir, I'll touch on that, what Gerald was saying. So, it's just important to start investing. The problem with buying a rental property, you need 10, 20, 30% down, plus closing costs, plus legal costs, land transfer tax. So with REITs, you can invest, it's your RSPs, you can transfer over existing RSPs. The returns are anywhere 8 to 25%. Give it, some are less, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. But these REITs, these private REITs, I recommend private REITs because the public REITs are, the prices fluctuate too much, with the economy. The CEO gets sick, the stock price goes down. There's a war, the stock price goes down. There's a virus, the stock price goes down. The stock price doesn't really go down in the private REITs. There is fluctuations slightly, but very slightly compared to public REITs. But with private REITs, you can invest, some are, minimum 10,000 to invest, which is reasonable, or manageable. Because, if you just, put a portion of your commission in, then it will build up, and you can diversify in different REITs. There's, apartment REITs, commercial REITs. So there's, different sectors. There's, they're in different parts of Canada. So, that helps diversify. Some have some of their portfolio mixed in Canada, US, and they're adding Mexico. I believe that's ICM is doing that. So there's, it's, the important thing is just to get investing into real estate as early as possible. And you can, do some tax-free savings accounts as well. So that can generate some, I would roll it back in. And, when you're retired, then you can use that as income because it's non-taxable. So there's a few strategies, but yeah, the important thing is just to start investing.
Thank you very much. Viewers, this particular program is the exit strategy for realtor is for our fellow realtors. So what their plans are, how they plan to retire. First of all, you think about why did you come into the real estate? You've chosen to be independent contractor. You have a passion about real estate. You want to generate income to maintain your lifestyle. As you grow old and you retire, reaching toward retirement age, you're still working. You have financial obligation toward children's education, like I have, because I came into real estate 17 years ago. I never had a thought that I will be helping in going to that direction. I never had any RRSP, TFSA, or anything because I was spending more time and money toward education because I thought this is my investment. And obviously, I'm very happy the kids are very successful and they continue to do that. But we have to think about it as a family. You have to, there will be time because of health issues or many other challenges that we face. We reach a point where it's not possible because life is very fragile. As you grow old, your mind may be aggressive, quick to answer, but your body may not go along with you. And these are happening as you grow old. And we have to think about it. If you are a realtor, you want to become a broker, you want to open your brokerage, call me, I can help you to set up a brokerage, real estate brokerage, because this is what I do, educate. I'm educated like Gerald, but I'm not with REIC yet, but I am have a online learning system and many other programs. So again, idea is to see how you see it, because we in our industry we have a lot of part-timer working there, and we don't know why they just decided to come into real estate if they are part-timer. And even though they are successful, law doesn't restrict them. But the idea is, what is their exit strategy? We're all going to grow old one day, and we are, and how are we going to phase out from this program? If you are a 9-to-5 employee, you have a employment contribution, RRSP, and many other programs. But when do we have time to think about what we're going to do as we retire? What is our strategy? I was watching Lisa Patel, the ex-president of Toronto Board. She's just been nominated by Liberal Party for run as an MPP for provincial competition election in June 2nd. I asked her to come. I hope she joined if she can hear our voice. But she has a plan to become a politician. So that's great because she has all the following and she's been nominated already. So similarly, we like to hear from everyone what is their plans are, how we can help them and how they are able to do that. Ken and Gerald has a good program for investing in this. So I am really thinking about this strategy and see what I can do. So Gerald, what else can you add to it, please?
Well, I can always add more stuff. I love to talk. So you might hear a bit of background noise from time to time, but hopefully
that's fine.
Quiet. Ken made a couple good points that remind me of a few things. First thing, Ken mentioned returns, and in real estate over the long term, I think you've got some of the best return on investment there is out there, any investment, especially given the risk. Every investment has a risk reward scenario. And don't fall for these investments that are high return, low risk. They don't exist. Somebody's fooling you somewhere. That said, when you balance risk and return, I don't know if there's a better investment than real estate over the long term. And if you properly use, there's 4 tools, hopefully I can remember them, 4 kinds of returns on investment with real estate. You get cash flow, you get capital appreciation, mortgage pay down, and tax benefits. There's 4 different returns on investment in real estate. And over the long term, if you use a proper level of leverage, in other words, more borrowing, don't borrow too much, you get yourself in trouble. If you're not sleeping at night, you probably borrowed too much. You know, you want to find a level where you could sleep at night and get a happy level of leverage. It increases your return, but it also increases risk. So find a level of leverage you're happy with, balancing risk and return. Over the long term, great return on investment. Second thing that Ken had said that reminded me of something was about whatever you can, put away whatever you can. Well, I don't have any money. Well, then put away $50 a month. Well, I can't. Then put away 25. Well, I can't. Then put away 10. Well, I can't. Well, then put away $1. But do something. And then after a while, you'll find $1 a month or $10 a month, $20 a month. Nothing changes in your life. Bump it up. Bump it up, bump it up. Well, I'm too old. Well, when's the best time to start investing? A long time ago. When's the second best time? Right now. No matter what your age is, start, get on that market. There was a third thing, but I've talked so much, I've forgotten the third thing. I'll remember. I'll let Ken to hear if you have anything to say, and I'll try to remember what the third thing. Oh yes, now I remember. You guys talked about investing in Reits. I remember back when Arizona real estate was hot, and then it collapsed, and everybody was going down to Arizona and buying these properties for a half or a third of what they had been 6 months ago. And we looked at that, we thought about it, and we were too young to take advantage of it. We were too young to go and retire down there. We're too young to travel to Arizona every winter. And I didn't want to be managing a property across a foreign border. So it was really difficult for us to do that. We were able to take advantage of it by investing in a REIT. RioCan REIT announced they were investing in the Arizona marketplace. We bought a bunch of the RioCan stock, and they made a good return on their American investments in Arizona. And so we were able to take advantage of the Arizona marketplace without the hassles of a cross-border investment. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. So
I would add to this, Gerald, is that it is not how much money you make, it is how much you save. Mike.
Yes, there's 3 things in life with money management. There's how much you make, how much you keep of what you make, and what you do with what you keep. Those 3 things.
Yeah.
And you manage them the best you can. If you can't increase how much you make, then do your best to increase how much you keep. And then what do you do with what you keep? So there's 3 facets to it. Thank you, Tahir. Sorry.
Yeah. So the viewers, fellow realtors, this is what we are talking about, having conversations. So you have a tremendous opportunity to generate income. You are talking to 3 FRIs, a member of Real Estate of Canada, giving you advice. Try to improve your business model. You can become a broker, you can open your brokerage, and you start making more money. You can start investing in different avenue, and to make sure that you're generating income. And when you retire, you still have a good cash flow, money is coming to support your lifestyle. This is very important for us to think about it. We are a thinking cap. What is our strategy? Are we going to work to the grave, to the last minute? As you know that as a member of Toronto Regional Board and Mississauga Board, in Toronto Regional Board, some realtors, if they pass away, they get about $30,000. I think Mississauga is maybe doing something similarly, or other boards are doing. I don't. Do they have a program, something there, an insurance program in Alberta?
Not if you pass away, and even if they did, I'm doing everything I can not to take advantage of that, I'll tell you. So, but we are working on benefits plan, but I'm not aware of a death benefit. I could be wrong. I've got my insurance elsewhere, so I don't know. I know we are working on a plan. I think Alberta Real Estate Association has a benefit plan, I believe.
Yeah, but this is something that if you pass away, now in order for living, you need to have a support and you have to generate income. Ken has come with a good idea about REIT investment. There is a return, you have a monthly contribution that you receive, and also capital appreciation as you invest in the property. So the idea again is to think about it, not to ignore the fact that we are trying to meet our needs of today, presently, because we're active, we're healthy, we're working, but we're not thinking about, oh, are we going to have a same energy as we reach 70, 75, 80, whatever? Or we have never traveled in our life because of obligation, for family obligations. We never went for higher education because we were supporting our kids. And the beautiful time or enjoyable time that we have, we spent on working to support our family because we didn't plan things in our life. We have not acquired the expertise of a financial planner, advisor, a chartered accountant, or get a legal advice from seniors or fellows like we are here. This is it's just a food for thought that we should think about it and seek guidance and help to make sure you are able to achieve enough financial freedom when you do want to retire. To my experience that so far I have shared, majority of the people, they love real estate and they continue to work even a part-time, 1 or 2 deals once a month, every 2 months, to carry on because they don't want to have a financial burden on their kids or the family. But this only happens if we didn't have any planning in terms of arranging fund, investing money in REIT or TFSA, LIF, RIF, whatever that we have, or stock. I'm not very keen on stock, but I am keen on REIT and other real estate related services, investment. Let me turn this off. So therefore, I request all of you to share your experience with them. Ken, you want to add anything? Let me turn this off.
Yeah, no, definitely. So there's definitely strategies that everyone can do. It's diversify. Just start as soon as possible, and basically diversify in different sectors if you can, and different types of investments like TFSA, tax-free savings account, RSP, and even non-registered accounts. Because what I'm recommending are not really investing in real estate right now, because right now it's so expensive. And when you're investing in the REITs, they've been buying apartment buildings for 10, 20 years. So they've already bought at a reasonable value, compared to now. But yeah, like Gerald said, it's always, you always should have bought real estate 5, 10, 20 years ago, but we can't go back in time. But you can invest in the companies that have already invested in the real estate. So I just think it's a good move. And obviously with this, it's the exempt market is what these REITs are available in. And you need to use a registered exempt market dealing representative, and that dealing representative does an assessment on your finances, on your future, on your current financial situation, and what you're looking for in the future for suitability. So you'll have basically a professional to help guide you. And there's a lot of regulations with the Ontario Securities. They're considered high risk investments, these private REITs, but it's investing in real estate is it has worked out well for a lot of people. So, but it's the suitability assessment will give a lot of information and guidance for you. And so, it's just important to get started now.
Yeah, for the disclosure, since you mentioned about the exempt market deal, me and Ken, we both are dealing rep, licensed by Ontario Security Commission with Access Capital Advisor. They are the EMD, exempt market dealer, and we are able to give advice on suitability and any for eligible and accredited investors, just for the disclosure purposes. The fellows, this is important. We are self-employed. Something happens to us, or we reach a point where we are not able to perform. We have to think about now where what is our plans are. When we are helping buyers and sellers to buy a property, we sit down, we create their budget, we do their planning, we develop a negotiating strategy, and to make sure we have a very successful transaction, whether you're buying or selling. Similarly, as a realtor, we have to think about ourselves, that we have so much obligation, paying for the car, getting the RICO license renewal, paying for the board, paying for the Korea dues every year, insurance, all the expensive car, household, supporting the family, all these expenses are coming. So don't we think about our strategy, how long we're going to continue, or how can we increase our income to create more saving for us, and we be able to make sure that we are setting aside money or investing in different scenario that our panel had discussed, and so we are able to generate income when we kind of retire, or we slow down a little bit, like Gerald said, 2-3 days a week. This is why we are having this conversation with you. So now, before we end the program, I want to say, Gerald, what advice would you give to a realtor about their exit strategy? So each one will say one thing, and then we end our program. So Gerald.
Okay. Do I have a couple of minutes? And
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm going to deviate from the question slightly because a couple of more very important things came to mind. So exit strategy, if you are an active realtor with a good book of business, your assets, your clients, your book of business is an asset that you can sell, and talk to a business broker to help you transfer. If you don't have a family member to transfer it to, you can sell your book of business to another person. It's a valuable asset there. So look at that. A couple of things I wanted to add, and I'll try and do it as quickly as I can so I don't take us over time. I follow the Warren Buffett strategy a lot, and it's done me really well. And it's a fairly simple strategy. Warren Buffett simply buys good quality companies that are going to be around for a while, are simple to understand. For example, Canadian Tire. We bought some Canadian Tire shares, but I'm going to elaborate a little more on that in a few minutes. A couple other things, dollar cost averaging. Every month, if you can't afford a big amount, every month put the same amount away every month. And it has this effect called dollar cost averaging. If shares are $10 a share and you put $100 in, then you're buying 10 shares. If they drop next month to $5 a share and you put $100 in, you get 20 shares. Next month, they go up to $20, you get 5 shares. You essentially are buying more shares when the price is low, called dollar cost averaging. It's a built-in buy low. Also take advantage of a DRIP, dividend reinvestment plan. All our Canadian stocks with our broker, we have them on a DRIP plan. So every month we get dividends. They automatically go back into buying more stock. No work on my part, no commissions. So they're automatically building up. It increases your return on investment. Finally, and this is going to sound silly, but think about this, buy low. I don't buy a lot of stocks, but I look for good buying opportunities. This is kind of a thing Warren Buffett does. 2 examples. Some of us, you guys might remember about 10 years ago, Maple Leaf Foods got in real trouble. They had some bacteria in their meats, in their plant there, and the inspectors came in, and I'm watching this, and we're listening on the news there, and they clean their plant once a week. They would clean all their equipment once a week. My wife, who's a dietary technologist who runs several kitchens for our health services, says once a week, we clean them every day. And I realized then that this is a minor problem that they can easily fix by starting to clean their equipment every day, which they did. I bought a bunch of maple leaf stock when it dropped low, and we did really well on it because it's a thing they're going to come out of. Second thing, when COVID hit and the stock market dropped, I jumped in there and we bought a bunch of stock, including Canadian Tire, companies that are going to be around. Everyone's going to go to Canadian Tire forever. So there's some different ideas to help people with their buying strategies that I just wanted to throw out there. I didn't really answer your question, but I really wanted to say those to here. Thank you.
Thank you. Ken?
Yeah, so, the final comments for an exit strategy. So, that's really good. What Gerald mentioned is, your client list is extremely valuable. As long as you manage it properly, it's a gold mine. And, what you can do when you're, when you're semi-retired, partner up with, an experienced realtor that still has, 10, 20 years to go in the business, partner up with them. Basically you can, form a team and, but the plan is really to, transfer all of the clients over to this other person. And that way, you can still do the marketing and still, be the face for your clients. And then basically, take referral fees for the clients. So that's huge as well. So, that's basically wrapping up your business. But, in the meantime, I would recommend just invest in exempt market securities, the private REITs, private mortgages. They're get your suitability assessment from an exempt market dealing representative and see what you can do.
Now, I just add to your stuff is that when you talk about referral fee, once you lose your license and you say you're no longer reviewing it, you can't get that.
You have to keep your license.
You have to keep the license to get the referral fee.
You can keep your RICO license. It's what, $350 a year or something, and then and you'd have to be registered with a brokerage. But obviously do everything legally.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Barbara, your turn. And before I will say the final word. Barbara, you want to say something?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, you have 1 minute to say something, the final advice to a realtor, what they do as a retirement plan.
Well, I'm saying to you that exactly what Ken just spoke to is what I'm doing. I have formed a liaison with a couple of realtors, and we're working together and gradually moving over my database, which I have very organized, and we'll be doing putting a plan together where I'd get a referral if and when I decide to leave totally. But I will always keep my license. I want to have my license in place. So should later on someone wants me to do some work for them, I'm able to do it. So right now I'm doing a mandatory course, and my renewal is not until June, but I'm just doing my course just the same, and I can stay with a brokerage and do exactly what Ken just spoke to, work with another realtor inside of the brokerage. And yes, I am doing a little bit of stocks here and there myself, to like what Gerald is doing, but nothing on a great magnitude. So thank you very much, and nice to see you guys again, and we'll talk again.
Thank you, Barbara, for joining our viewers. This program today, we have a discussion about exit strategy for realtors. All four of us are fellow of the Real Estate Institute of Canada, FRIs, a very, very proud member of REIC, Real Estate Institute of Canada. We have learned a lot through our networking, being a member of REIC. We have a legend in our industry. They are leaders. They became leaders because they are FRIs. And we learn from each other and we share that knowledge with each other. The most important thing about Realtor, as a real estate professional registered with the Real Estate Council of Ontario, a member of TRAB, URIA, or other Korea and other boards, is that majority of them are self-employed. That means we earn money to support our family and kids for their education, food, putting the shelter on for the family. And towards the end, we totally forget about ourselves, that one day we're going to reach a point where we retire or we're not able to provide for us. What is our strategy? So food for thought is today. So think about your exit strategy. If you are ambitious, you're passionate about real estate, think about becoming a broker. Think about partnering with the team. Think about opening your brokerage. You can reach any one of us to get some guidance how to open and run a brokerage, and we can help you. And think about investing. Get a chartered accountant, financial planner, dealing rep like Ken finish. Talk about is where you can invest. You have a more return on investment. Stock. You go to stockbroker. Get advice. Get your peer or friends to talk about it, because you plan your life. And you know at what time you're not going to have the same energy and strength to carry on the business. You're going to slow down as you grow old. So an important thing is to think about it, invest in property. In Canada, we have RSP, TFSA, LIF, RIF, so many avenues where you don't have to pay taxes and you can invest. And it's easier for you to invest them to pay taxes to CRA. So why don't you do that? Take advantage of the program from the federal government you have. So I take this opportunity to thank you all the participants. I hope that this was a education for every one of you who have not come to attend the program, to reach out and plan your exit strategy from real estate. Thank you very much, Gerald, Ken, and Barbara, for your participation. Really appreciate it. It will be uploaded to YouTube and you can watch it and you can share it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now, for Realty Coffee Talk. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for your knowledge.
Thank you. Bye. Bye for now.